try to dig the colorful things we say.
And we are back.
We are back.
We're back.
Absolutely.
Welcome, everyone, to another great installment of Well, That's Your Opinion, hosted by myself, Chris Marvel, and we have over
Andrew
here.
Shelland here.
There we go.
Yep,
All right.
yep, absolutely.
Welcome, everyone.
A podcast about news
And shit.
and shit.
Yes.
And shit.
Also, news and views.
News and views.
for
Because
the,
for the PC crowd out
for the
there.
PC.
Okay.
Yes.
So apparently, news and poop.
news
poop.
and poopy.
And poopy.
Yes. Yep. Real highbrow humor here,
That's
folks. That's what we
I'm
bring.
just warming up the penis jokes now. Okay. All right.
You're saying you gotta warm up the penis. That works.
I gotta warm up the penis.
Yeah. You just can't go right in. I don't know what that means.
It's not a machine.
It's not a
It's not a
machine.
machine.
Yeah.
I'm a human being.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Just
Talk
the
dirty.
amount of eye contact is distracting.
You gotta talk dirty to me first.
Yeah. So, Chris, how has
Cool. Let's
your
get to
week
it.
been? Here?
Yeah, week has been great. Super fucking busy at work, of course. Other than that, went on a second date in 1 week.
There
which
we
was
go.
Great.
I think that's a personal record,
she's
isn't it?
Super cute, yeah. And what's gonna be funny is that now she's gonna start listening to the podcast. She's like,
that's a
"Hey, should
keeper
I
there.
listen to your podcast?" Or she's like, "Or should I wait?" And I feel like I'm okay with people listening to us. I mean, I have dated someone prior who started listening before I even met her.
That's weird.
And I'm like,
That's
it's
fucking
kind of
weird.
it's different. I'm like, at one point I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, this is cool. Like, whatever. She'll
She's
get to know me.
like, oh, I thought you were the other guy.
Well, no, but no, she's like, she knew who I was though. Like, she's like, oh
okay.
yeah,
Okay. Yep.
And
I don't think we're that bad.
no, not at all. No, but I think it's one of the things where it's like, you know, there's a difference between texting someone and then on the phone. You know,
Yeah.
when you're speaking to them, and it's like
Yeah.
I feel like you're.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
joy.
Yeah, no,
ripped
that's
it out.
totally true.
Yeah.
It's weird that having that much knowledge about someone,
Yeah.
and them not having any knowledge about you, really,
Yeah.
that would be a little weird.
And I'll go back to the person who heard the podcast before meeting me. She's like, "Oh, you guys are really funny. Like, you guys are, fun, whatever." So, but
Okay.
it is different though that he is it's weird listening or hearing someone else.
I would
Listen to
feel like I was stalking kind of
Yeah,
a
well,
little
and
bit.
So she did say, she's like, "Hey, before we meet, I'm not gonna listen anymore because I feel like I know too much."
Yeah.
But I feel like she said, "I feel like I have an unfair advantage." So,
I suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So now,
That's
of
a good
course,
way to put it,
It's on
actually,
I do dating profiles, and I say, root beer, whatever.
Write an encyclopedia.
And,
Yep,
and like,
I know.
do a podcast, and then some people be like, "Oh, what's the podcast?" And so it's one of those where it's like, I'll tell you like before we go on a date. Or I'll
I
tell you
don't.
after.
I don't tell anyone really. I do a podcast. I don't really tell anyone.
Okay,
Unless it like comes up.
Yeah, I mean, because you don't want it to
Like
grow.
the weather today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we talked about the weather on my podcast.
Yeah. Well, no, I get it. You don't want to have the podcast grow and reach people.
No. No, I eventually want to get a basement studio apartment and just whisper into the internet.
I love
And
it.
it's,
Yes.
yes.
And this is, I think everyone's going to hell in a handbasket.
So I talked to God again last night. And
Fuck. And him and I are both on the same page. Yes.
I
Murders
mean,
need to happen.
I'm just gonna take down all of these street signs. Okay, it's
I
supposed
love
to
it.
happen.
Yeah.
But no. Obviously, my week was pretty good. Work has been
Did I
busy
even wait?
as
Did
shit.
I ask you how your week was?
Oh, yeah, you get to hear about
Jeez,
my week.
you gotta,
That's a privilege, right there.
I didn't say I was
Okay.
finished, man. Okay. Just go. No,
I'll finish too early, like normal.
I am infinitely way more interesting. People, we have to give the people what they want to hear, Andrew.
I mean, I'm trying to hit that hour mark on the podcast, so
Okay,
we
okay,
need
yeah.
some filler at the very
So
least.
shut your face, Chris.
My
Let's-
boring ass life.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
yes, yes.
I
was
I
whittling
didn't
wood
do-
the other day, and I
I
said, "Yep,
was
that's
whittling wood."
about it."
Yeah. I saw the dog down the
I
road.
saw a tractor. It was yellow.
It was yellow. That's so dumb. I saw my whore wife.
I saw- He's at it again.
She's just at the bar there, and
Said the fifth time, it's my fault. What is it? The first time?
I feel like we just set up like 18 jokes and
Yeah,
didn't finish
okay,
any
okay,
of them.
sorry, yeah. Knocked on. Who's there?
Yeah. So
how was your week, Andrew?
Thank you, Chris. That was very. I appreciate that.
Yes.
My
Succinctly
week
me.
was pretty okay.
Sorry.
My week was okay.
Okay.
I didn't do shit. I did work. I worked
Okay.
a lot. And I'm gonna finish brewing some beer.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I boiled. I have a chocolate coffee porter stout I made a couple months ago.
After my own heart.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah?
Yeah. I boiled hops, more chocolate and sugar and coffee. I boiled a shit ton, added even more to it.
Yeah.
And now when I go home today,
Yeah.
I'm going to.
Okay.
What's it called when you move it over? I'm having
You're
a
going to re-rack.
re-rack.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Re-rack. Just like every Hollywood actress.
You're going to re-rack it just like
that
Lex
hits
Luger.
30.
Just... What? Say that again?
Just like every Hollywood actress that hits 30, they re-rack.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yes.
Oh.
Just need a little maintenance.
I just need some double D's.
I need some double.
Okay. You
Put
see
some-
Pamela Anderson?
He's like, put some D's on it.
New model of boobs.
Hey yo.
Yep.
All right. So well, that's great. Yeah, we're sounds like we're just working a lot and didn't do much.
Didn't feign interest at all there.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
appreciate that.
Like, okay, well, you're done now. All right.
No, that's
let's
perfect,
get
yeah.
into the. I'm doing air quotations. Beer of the week.
Oh, yeah,
because
I
we
forgot,
don't
yeah.
have beer of the week right now. It's Sunday. It's the Lord's Day.
It's the Lord's Day, and
Yeah.
it's also 3:30.
3:30 in the
And Chris is
goddamn
drinking a
afternoon.
beer. I did
I'm
not.
having a beer,
If
yes.
I have a beer, I won't do anything the rest of the day.
What?
I just get tired
Oh, okay,
and I just
okay, yeah.
drink the rest of the day.
Oh well, that's yeah.
Well, I got the taste.
So what you're saying, yeah, I'm just letting everyone know that I have no self-control.
I have no self-control. Well, it's like you break the seal, with that first beer, and you're like, well, I've
yeah.
already started.
Well,
I
I've
can't
already
stop.
Why not have
you know?
17 more?
I mean, shit.
Yeah.
It's not like you got to work tomorrow. Yeah. Are you coming into work tomorrow, Chris?
Yeah, I work. 6
Are you
days a
going
week.
to?
Yeah.
I do. You don't have to.
It'd be nice if I didn't, but I feel like there's just too much. Maybe we'll do a half day. I don't know. We'll see. I'll text you late at night in my lingerie.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
But anyway, so we have a beer of the week. It's actually a more like a root beer / cream
it's a
soda.
cream soda.
I like to.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is Liftbridge, which is a brewery in Minneapolis here.
No, it is not. Liftbridge is in Stillwater.
Oh, Liftbridge is in Stillwater. I
Correct.
fucked
Hence
up.
the Lift Bridge.
Oh, Stillwater has a lift bridge.
It does.
I'm following this now.
Okay.
There we go.
We're
You learn
good.
something new every day.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So Liftbridge actually makes a root beer and a cream soda. The one we are drinking right now is called a mini donut.
It's fucking excellent.
It's sugary as hell.
It's got how many percent
Let's-
your daily intake of sugar?
It has 1 gram of protein.
Oh,
just
okay.
so you're aware.
Yeah.
54 grams of sugar. 108% of your daily value
Yeah,
in
get
a
it.
single can.
Get it, girl.
Yep, absolutely. Just 1 serving per container. No, that's
that's good.
that's good though.
Yeah, hey, I like it. Yeah.
I'm fucking wired right now.
I'm gonna be honest. When I see the top of that can, I just see Batman with like muscles.
I
like
can.
this.
Yep, I can see
know?
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. No, I was taking this onto a bus, and I'm like, I'm bringing a beer. It looks like I'm bringing a beer on a bus.
Oh, it does.
'Cause
It
it's
looks very
Liftbridge.
much. Yeah. Nowadays, like that's especially it's in a pint can.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
it totally
definitely
looks
not-
like a
yeah.
beer. I'm like, if someone
Someone-
stops me, I'm gonna have to, explain to them.
So someone's looking at you like, "What are you doing?" Like, "What? It's a fucking beer. Leave me alone."
Yeah,
It's America,
yeah.
ain't it?
It's this is a free country.
this is a free-
Free country.
How about you mind your own goddamn
But if
business?
you ever want to not look like a loser and not be the sober one at a party, just go get a Liftbridge cream soda.
So it's great. It's like cream soda, but with like a really nice cinnamon. It tastes like a
Yeah.
fucking mini donut.
It's really
good. Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, hey. Now we're just gonna play just the tip. Well, let's get into that of
Here
the
we go.
topic.
Tip of the topic.
Tip of
Tip
the
of the
topic.
topic. So we just decided we are going to be creating a little more
Couple little sound bites.
Yes,
Yeah,
adding a bit more
Production,
of,
post-production.
production value
Yes,
to
yeah. So
our podcast.
We
here.
figure we would take your money and put it somewhere good. I don't know
Yes.
where this money is coming from, and there really is no money
I
coming
literally,
in.
I was like, I'm gonna see if we can sign up to do ads, and they're like, no.
yeah. Like, hey, who wants to
Yeah.
get on board? How many listeners do you have?
We got 20.
We got 20. It's cool.
Actually, we've had some surprisingly a good amount of listeners.
We've
here.
had actually a
Yeah.
really decent amount of of listeners. Which
I
is
mean,
really
it's
good. Picked up.
it's Dennis and it's our
I mean, yeah, he's
parents.
clicking 20 times a day.
Exactly.
But,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
Hey,
inflating.
a like's a like.
Yeah, yeah. Alexa, subscribe.
Oh shit!
I love it. Google Home,
Google.
subscribe. There we go. Good job, guys.
All right. So let's get into just the tip here.
That was good,
Still
actually.
left-
That was good.
That's good.
Right. So, I guess we can start off with an easy one.
Yeah.
They just released a new trailer.
Yeah.
Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Joaquin
Super cool.
Phoenix is the only person in this entire world that can follow up Heath Ledger when it comes to Joker movies, playing the Joker role. He's the only person alive that I can see in that role.
He's like after watching that trailer, it looks fucked up.
Yeah,
It looks
good.
dark,
It looks good. I like the more realistic nature of it.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's much more human elements.
Less comic book-esque.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not so much a superhero
A touch of
movie.
realism.
It's just a story.
Yeah.
Someone going insane. Really.
Yeah,
what it looks like.
Exactly,
Honestly,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is Joaquin is made for that because
Dude,
that's how many times has he done that role?
He's played a vicious leader psycho.
Yeah.
Who's totally into incest, loves his sister.
Dude, it's he's played some fucked up roles. One of the best movies ever seen, and I don't know if you watched this yet. I gave
Signs.
it to you. Signs. I haven't seen Signs. Is that the one where they're in like the old times?
No. Signs is where Joaquin. He's not the main character. He's a supporting. It's with Mel Gibson.
Aliens.
The aliens.
The
movie,
aliens.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
and we're gonna invade this planet that's 75% water, and we're gonna die if water touches us.
This water's old.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
It's the dumbest thing in the world.
What happens if it rains? Like, what the fuck?
You're fucked.
Yeah.
It's like, let's go to the most
Water-centric.
uninhabitable planet. Yeah.
This planet's very water centric. Should we go there? Nah, it'll be fine.
And let's just kill all the farmers. Let's attack farmers.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
The best place to kill a planet, just go to the most rural areas possible.
Exactly.
That's when you start.
Exactly. And you fuck with their corn.
Yeah, you fuck with their corn.
Hell yeah.
That's their livelihood. So
They just landed in Mel Gibson's
shouldn't we just
backyard.
bomb the major
Fucked
cities?
up.
No. We gotta get him.
We need to kill Mel Gibson. We need to kill Mel Gibson. Have you not seen Braveheart?
Yeah.
All right. If we kill their leaders,
He's the best at dying. You know.
He's the best leader. Okay. If he moons us, we're fucked.
Yeah,
okay?
you're right. Yeah.
I think the best thing is if they had, if we had a war with that kind of alien there.
Yeah.
All we'd have to do is pee on them.
I love it.
We just have to pee on them.
Involuntary.
Yep.
Yeah, that works
Yep.
too. Yeah.
Yep. This is my rifle. This is my gun. Okay.
You just see the aim.
Inherent Vice, though, getting back to what I was saying.
Yes.
Inherent Vice is Joaquin Phoenix's best movie that I've seen. At least
I haven't seen it yet.
I know, and I put it. You have it.
No, I don't.
I gave it to you.
On the flash.
Oh yeah. You don't have that flash
Where
drive
is this
anymore.
flash drive?
It's in my apartment somewhere. Okay.
I
but
cleaned my apartment and now I lost everything.
in Inherent Vice, it's based on a book. It's about a stoner. It's more or less this. Joaquin Phoenix plays this stoner dude that kind of does like,
Is it like a loser kind of a.
not kind of like a loser. I mean, he's got his own place. How big of a loser can you be?
You're right. You're right.
You know, hey, just a pothead, kind of investigative, private investigator kind of thing. You know. And
loser.
Yeah, and he has a relationship with the police.
More beer.
It's a fantastic movie. It's just it's fantastic.
Oh,
it takes place in the 60s.
Dude, I've heard
or
about
70s.
this movie. It's where these thugs, they shoot him multiple times. He dies, and they actually bring him back by putting most of his body in a mechanical body. Oh no, that's RoboCop. I'm sorry.
I know. I was like, "Where's he going to take
Where's
this?
he going
Where's
with
he
this?
going with this?" Yep,
that's
yep.
okay.
RoboCop, terrible movie.
RoboCop's the best movie.
RoboCop fucking sucked.
It's a terrible, awesome
when I was
movie.
6, it was a great movie.
Yeah, of course.
Fuck no.
Do you know who you're talking to? I'm like a large 6-year-old child.
Yeah. yeah. There we go. There we go, guys. To former.
He
or
just describes
future
himself
Tinder
to a
dates.
T.
Yeah.
Watch out, ladies.
Well, that was all we had to do. We've done the
That's how this
podcast.
motherfucker gets.
Okay. Okay.
Oh god. All right, let's get on to a serious topic.
A little more serious here.
Yeah. But Joker looks like an amazing movie. It looks super.
It looks
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
It looks way more The hero over the top aspect that you see in like the Avengers is way toned down.
Yeah.
It's more human-esque.
It's very Dark Knight-esque, except not as it doesn't seem as like comic booky.
Yeah, it's not comic booky at all.
Yeah,
It's more drama
action. Yeah.
That's at least what it looks like.
Yeah. Drama thriller.
Yeah, something like that. I hope Batman's not on it.
I want to see Batman. Yeah, I want to see who plays Batman.
No,
what?
Just make it a joke. Make it like Venom. Make it
fuck
like Venom.
That. No, fuck that.
No, fuck.
Spider-Man should have been in Venom.
No, he shouldn't.
This is not turning into.
Why the fuck
Venom
would?
was okay.
Venom was a great movie. Did you see it in theaters?
I did not see it.
No, that's why
I
you
saw
fucked
it HD Blu-ray. I actually have the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah.
Batman should not be in the Joker.
Yes.
There should be a Joker Batman movie after this one, but Joker should get his own movie.
Well, yeah, I'm totally cool with that. Yeah.
It doesn't sound like it, Chris.
Yeah. Just want to see Batman.
Sounds like we're about to fight.
It's like, dude, how can you have a Venom movie without the fucking main But I get it, though. They're like, well, hey, they haven't introduced each other yet. So, like, I get that.
Origin story.
Yeah. Like, the first time they meet, usually that's the story.
Well, it was like what fucked up was Superman kind of had his origin story, and then Batman's origin story involved Superman, for these new DC characters they're doing.
No, he had his own, but then they brought them together.
Well, he was at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, like half the movie was Batman's origin, and then the last half was, spoiler alert, him fighting Superman for all of 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then
that was still a cool movie. I liked it.
I liked the first. If it was just Batman fighting Superman, that would have been a great movie.
Yeah.
The whole ending with the fucking... I hate the dude that played Lex Luthor.
Oh, you don't like him?
Fuck him.
Right.
What's he from? So much shit.
Yeah, he's one of those people that you love to hate, though.
You just got a punchable face.
That's what's so great. Yeah, he's like that smug fuck.
I loved him in Zombieland.
Zombieland was great. Yeah,
only good movie was Zombieland.
He's so great at like that nervous tick guy.
Fuck.
Yeah, little fuck. Yep.
Yeah.
But anyways, I loved the music for Wonder Woman when she.
When she landed,
yeah.
But that could have all been a second movie.
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's get back to the fucking tip. All right, I just want to play just a tip.
The whole reason for just the tip is to go in all the way. We all realize that. We all know that's the whole reason for it. Okay,
yeah. Chris, what did you think was going to happen?
I mean, come on.
Keep...
There's a reason it's not taught as birth control. Okay.
Yeah. Son, listen, you just play just the tip, and you'll be able to control yourself.
I think we should just really push for the pull-out method to be shown for birth control in high schools all across the country.
Oh, it's so messy.
Yep. That is someone trying to demonstrate how to do that.
I'm sorry.
It's putting like the condom on the banana instead just fucking. Oh, God. It's trying to like show the pull-out method like that.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Okay, is that a little much?
Yeah,
a little too much.
No, it's okay. That's perfect. Yeah, there are no censorships. Whatever. Yeah. I mean, they probably should talk about like, now listen, you're gonna have to clean up her stomach or her butt, from
her butt.
Well, when you
pee in her butthole. That's how she gets
Jesus
pregnant.
Christ.
Okay, just pee in the butthole.
God damn it! I thought I went too much. That's perfect. All right. Anyways, so let's get into the 100,000 migrants.
Have you never heard that before?
Just pee in her butt?
Just pee in her butt?
No.
What kind of school did you go to, Chris?
Apparently.
Yeah. You want kids not to get pregnant. You teach them how to do sex wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
That's how you.
I love it. Yeah.
You want to keep a kid from getting pregnant.
Is the clitoris on the leg?
Is the clitoris on the leg?
Oh shit.
Okay, there we go.
All right. So to a very serious.
Okay. Yeah. This is a little more.
Of course, it's fine.
Well, it's a crazy topic here. Apparently, in March, the Border Patrol apprehended nearly 100,000. They call them migrants. They're illegal aliens entering the country.
There's a difference between illegal, like coming to America illegally, and then also migrants who are working whatever. So
there's legal means to go into another country. 100,000 were caught entering the country illegally.
And there's difference
in a single month.
There's also difference than wanting coming here for asylum. So
They might have been. So they might have turned themselves in to ask for asylum. They'll cross illegally and then they'll ask for asylum. That's what happens a lot. Well, they're trying to stop that now.
I thought they were like so, and I guess here's where I'm uninformed. Is that I thought they come to the border and say, "Hey, we're here for asylum." No,
that's how they're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
And the thing is so Tijuana right now has these large camps of migrants, and there's people just kind of like sleeping in parks and things like that. And it's not Mexicans. It's like Guatemalans.
Yeah, Guatemala.
Yeah, it's a lot of South Americans
escaping their drought,
escaping their shit,
yeah,
whole countries.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them for trying to come up here.
No,
you know,
yeah.
They're trying to do what's best.
Yep.
And the people that are, currently that have applied it for asylum at the border instead of crossing illegally, they're doing it the right way. That's the way they should be doing it.
Wait, say that one more time.
They're coming to the border and then they're applying for asylum there.
Yeah.
They're not entering the country. So what a lot of people do is they cross the border illegally, and then when they're caught, or they go to a border patrol agent, they apply for asylum then after they've already illegally entered the country.
Yeah.
Technically, they've already broken the law.
Well, and so here's I'd love to bring this up. It's like when I go to jail for breaking the law, even let's say like I jaywalked, right?
Yep.
I'm going to be treated as the same as if I did I had a DUI or DWI or I broke the law and I got caught. They're taking me to jail.
Yeah.
Jail is not a good place.
No.
And if the jails are overcrowded, you're not going to get that much funding. It's not going to be a nice place.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do know that in one of the in Trump's, and I think we talked about this previous about how the money he was asking for money, right? A lot of that money was for
beds.
Beds.
Yes.
Well, no.
Oh, okay.
This was about maybe over a month ago. I think it was last month.
So for border patrol.
Well,
agents,
you know how he was saying how he needs more money for the wall and all that.
Yeah.
A lot of that though is also that money's for
processing facilities.
Facilities.
Sure. Oh, okay. I got you.
Because right now it's just way too much, and
how do you process 100,000 people? Many of them women and children. You know.
Yeah.
That's almost. I couldn't imagine trying to figure that out.
Is it illegal to camp outside of America in Mexico?
I don't think they just don't enforce anything. Because they're technically probably illegally in Mexico as well.
Yeah.
They've gone a long way to get to where they are.
Yeah.
Mexico really does. I know they've been trying to provide, food and assistance for them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, especially in Tijuana, who
it's pronounced Tijuana.
Tijuana. That they've been treating them pretty horribly. There have been a lot of protests against the migrants on the Mexican side of the border. The reason why this is kind of making big news right now is that a lot of people saw migrants being held under a bridge between was it it's not El Paso and Tijuana.
Yep.
Yes. They just kept outside, literally in a pen. It was a fenced-in pen.
Makeshift.
It was just it's a cage.
Fence. I'm sorry, fencing.
Fence. Yeah. And they're just kind of waiting to be processed because the U.S. is just so overwhelmed. They don't have any place to put them.
Yeah.
100,000 people. Holy shit, dude! That's a good sized city in a month that came over.
Yeah.
And that's not counting the huge number of people that came the month before.
Yeah.
That's a tremendous stress.
What do you do? I mean, I think it's hard because you overload a system and then you get upset that the system isn't treating you well, and it's like, and I understand though. Hey, the people are coming here from a very impoverished place, and they're needing a place to stay.
Yeah.
But they came through Mexico. Why didn't they stay in Mexico?
Well, they came through a lot of countries.
I'm just saying, and I understand.
Mexico offered them work visas, actually. Many of them did. Many of them got offered that. They want to come to the United States.
Yeah, and
they want to come.
America's pretty awesome. Land of opportunity.
Yeah, but it's, I guess it comes down to it is, how many do you let in? How many do you let in? We probably can't let in all of them, just because if we start letting in all of them, we'll start getting a hell of a lot more, And the thing is our society, as giving as it is, when you add that big of a change to anyone's life, there would be backlash.
What do you do when your neighbors, like, let's say you live in a block, and the next block over is just shit? You know? And like they have their own rules, they got their own thing, and it's pretty fucked up on the next block over there.
Yep.
I mean, do you like start neighborhood watches, and do you put fences up, like, because you don't want them in here? You know what I mean? Like, and there's a couple people who live in that same block who are really nice, right?
Yeah.
And like they're hardworking, they're good people, and like, but you don't ever like, I don't know. I just there are neighbors.
It's a tough.
Fucked up.
It's pretty fucked up. I mean, there was do you remember? It was a couple years ago. They were the school bus went missing, and they were trying to find them. They're like, they probably died, so they were like looking for their bodies, and they ended up finding mass grave after mass grave that they didn't realize it wasn't them, but they ended up finding these bodies and bodies and bodies just buried by the cartels. You know, it's pretty clear that when you have such a shit society, you know, there are fantastic parts of Mexico, you know. I'm absolutely sure of it.
People live in Mexico City. It's a great, huge, great, awesome city.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of shit going on, and the people, you know, that that would cross illegally, that aren't stable. It would give you a pause to just let everybody in.
Yeah,
you know. Yep. And I don't know how you would ascertain, good and bad. That would be a tough thing.
I don't know how you really, with the amount of people.
Yeah.
It's going to be a shit show.
Yeah.
And people are blaming other people.
Yeah.
And it's hard. I feel like it's natural for people wanting to blame and having scapegoats and just whatever, It's shitty. So.
I think the only way you do it is you say, if you enter illegally, you won't get asylum.
Yeah.
But the thing is there are international laws you want to hold up to, and it's a tough thing. It's very true that the immigration system is fucked, and it takes forever to process people. It can take years. And that does need to get fixed.
Yep.
But do you just put a cap on the number? How many random people do we let in?
No, I mean,
you put a cap on.
I think that's what is great about our country is if you're working and there's what's so funny, and I remember hearing this on the radio. They're saying how there's a lot of immigrants, but there's a lot of not immigrants who are working here. They're essentially they're
they stay past their visas. And,
well, no, it's not even like they're immigrants. They live in different countries and they come over here to work, and so they're basically like contractors.
Yeah, seasonal workers.
Yeah,
seasonal workers and things like that.
Not even seasonal. I'm just saying through years, like they'll just come here.
Oh yeah, but, they have like 5-year work visas, things like that. Yeah, no,
but totally, those aren't immigrants. So, and I feel a lot of people think that.
I think they can apply to stay after a while.
Oh yeah, no, of course, yeah.
I think that's more along those kind of long-term things besides seasonal workers for like farming. Yeah. Those long-term ones are like doctors or like engineers. It's a little different than people fleeing.
Hey, I just come here.
Fleeing terrible. It's not that they aren't fleeing a terrible society, but it's how many can we responsibly take in.
I love a coworker of ours where he's like, I love work. I'm like, dude, fuck yeah, man. He's he's the best.
Yeah, he's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And that's there's when I think about it,
there's so many people
when
like
you
that
contract with people, there is a lot of people that probably that are here on questionable terms that are doing a lot of work. There's a lot of work here. The thing is they say, oh, it's a 3% unemployment rate. It could be 0 if we wanted it to.
I was and I did we touch when we were talking with Dennis the week ago about how about this whole wall. Oh, we started talking about like the wall, right? Building the wall and how it's like a kabuki show or whatever.
Yep.
And that's of course a derogatory term, but whatever. One thing I heard that was super interesting is that I just lost my Damn it.
The wall.
No, yeah. It was to do with, like if people really, had like an issue, they would have a electronic system in place for taking like social security numbers, right? And like
for like workers
and they're saying how people coming into this country, right? And they can get fake for
security or social security numbers.
If America really cared, they could already had a system in place that have like electronic
E-Verify is an issue. Yeah, you can target the employers.
Yep,
you can.
But they're saying like, and they brought up a really good point, and now we're just
I don't care.
But like they're talking about how like would the employers would they lash back? And like let's say you're a president, right?
Yep.
And you made because that's the way you monitor shit is you make it. Bam! This is how we, and so you target and like you discipline the employers.
The thing is a lot of those employers, they're small contracting.
No, not even. No.
It's like lawn care, flooring installers. For this more blue collar type work where a lot of these people
construction
workers.
So once you start, and it is a cascading.
Yeah.
Once you stop that, then boom, like even like manufacturers like food.
I'm surprised how many food manufacturers there are,
and they rely. That's their business model.
Yeah. Well, you heard we had the turkey factory turkey
Jenny
farm. Jenny O got caught. And I think they had to close down because they had no workers anymore. There's a bread maker just a couple weeks ago got caught. Over half his staff was. I think he was in Minneapolis. No, he was in St. Paul, wasn't he?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. He was a baker. Had to close down. Just because he's like, I got no one to work, which is so crazy. Why? Construction workers I can understand because you're working a job site. You're here, there one day, here one day. Someone might not be on that job site today. You could move people around more fluidly. When you got people coming in 9 to 5 every day, and the FBI, they can time that pretty easily. So I think when you hire an illegal person to work at a factory that's going to be static,
you're risking.
You're just waiting. I feel like it's just a time bomb, just waiting to happen.
So you know what you're doing, but So.
I think E-Verify in that sense would work. Well, because I was surprised. I was like, that 300 were working, and they're like, what the hell? That's just goes to show that unemployment could be zero if we wanted it to be.
Oh,
because those jobs are being filled by people that aren't quote unquote here. They don't
like,
quote unquote exist.
If there were more job openings, hopefully Americans would take advantage.
And we don't want to do the work. We are at more or less full employment right now.
Someone was making like $10-15 an hour, and I'm like, and I forget people make $10 an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, there's a lot of people who make $10 an hour.
Just alienate our whole audience, Chris. Okay.
I mean, you guys suck as human beings. And like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, that's $12 an hour. That's like a lot for some people. And it's like, oh, man,
the thing is they're not just working especially people from these other cultures, they aren't just working an 8-hour day.
They
are
working in the liquor stores, like 10, 11 bucks an hour.
Yeah. Well, they're working long hours, and you put in the time, you end up making some decent money, But they are working long and hard.
That's what she said.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, and then I think that kind of closed that tip right there. And
that tip.
That was not good.
No, we're still in the tip.
That hurt me.
Yeah. Another topic.
Tip of the topic. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, geez, whatever.
I'm sorry.
Quit stealing my thunder. No.
Yep.
So we're gonna talk about real quick about the 2 weeks that were with the Brexit deal.
Maybe just a week.
Yeah, it's
left.
About a week left now.
Yep.
They voted.
They have a current bill that Theresa May, the British Prime Minister, has helped.
Prime Minister.
Yep. That has helped negotiate with the European Union as a whole. European Union, they're kind of stonewalling them. They're like, hey, yeah, you take this deal and you like it, and the British Parliament is not liking it.
I forget her name, but she was like, hey, I will resign.
Theresa May.
I will resign. I will step down.
She literally said, if you pass this, I will resign. Yeah.
Like, so what is it like, man?
The thing is no one wants her job now.
Okay.
That's the thing. So we just wanted to talk about this. There is something brewing on the currently in the UK in regards to Brexit. A large timeline is coming up here for it. It's looking very possible like they are going to just crash out of the European Union without any sort of trade negotiation deal,
like,
any
well,
kind
we're
of
out.
border deal.
Boom, what the fuck? We have no plan set in place.
Well, yeah. Well, it would basically they would have to go through customs. When we had gone from France or from Britain to France, we didn't go through customs. Went through a very it was just a general border crossing.
It was like Canada.
It was like going to Canada. Yeah, except you didn't make jokes. So Christopher here, me and Chris were driving to Canada. I don't know.
Okay.
So we had driven to Canada in November of last year. Visit one of his friends, and we get to the border there, and I preface the border with Chris, and I say, Chris, just answer the questions. Don't make any jokes. And what did you do, Chris?
I didn't mean to make jokes. They're like, what are you here for? And I'm like, they're like, well, how'd you meet your friend? And I'm like, Tinder.
Yeah.
Like, it was.
You fucking smiled.
It was one of those things. Yeah. I'm like, what do you do, man?
Just
it's not like I'm like
I met her because when you say I met her online, you're like, okay, what drugs are you delivering?
But like I was being honest though, like fuck.
So we get detained at the border.
We got detained at the border for like
45 minutes.
About 45 minutes.
About 45 minutes, middle of nowhere in North Dakota.
Yeah, Nodak.
Weird thing was this guy was trying to get asylum in Canada.
Yeah, but
we were there.
Yeah.
He was he already had asylum status in like Belgium,
Albanian, or was it Belgium?
I think it was Belgium.
Okay,
yeah, it was Belgium.
Yeah.
I'm like, first of all, how the hell did you get here?
How'd you get here?
Didn't have a car. I don't even think. Did he have shoes on? I don't know.
He had shoes.
He had shoes.
Yeah. He kept on talking about, I need to get my medicine.
Yeah, and I'm like it's this dude that he's obviously African, and I'm just like, what brought you to North Dakota?
Yeah,
to try to get to Canada.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yep.
And he already, so they were gonna, I think they were talking about how they had to deny him sanctuary status because he already had it.
Because he already had it somewhere else, like in
Belgium. Yeah, so he was just trying to move to Canada. Yeah. Super interesting.
Yeah,
super interesting.
Like, good luck with that, man.
Like, you really fucked up. Didn't he? Was his family with him? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I think did he have a wife with him?
Yeah. She was.
He had a wife with him.
Yeah.
It's weird, but Chris and I got interrogated at the Canadian border by a bunch of Canadian Mounties there. If you ever seen the episode of That 70s Show where they find Fez in the back with all the beer because he lost his green card, it was very similar to that.
Okay. Okay, so there's the Brexit deal.
Yep.
Of course, more will come, but at least
we'll probably do a little bigger. Once it gets closer to that date, we'll probably do a little more research on it. Yeah. It's just interesting. The timing is coming up. And literally everything's still on the table. They might vote to just stay in the European Union. They might hold another referendum to stay in the European Union. They might just crash out without a deal. And then they might pass a deal of some sorts. Yep. So it's an interesting time, especially to be British right now.
British, from England.
Crazy.
Yeah. And then the last tip real quick, we're going to just briefly talk about the Mueller report.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I was like, another tip.
Yeah, another tip. What? And
how many tips can we take?
How many tips can we take?
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Yep.
Yeah, all you can handle, bro.
The bullshittery that is.
It's so bullshit. It's so fucked up. I love it. Why do I love it so much? Because I feel like there's just it's
like going on it's like going on a roller coaster. You're like, oh.
Why are people talk? It's news, and I think it's drama news. It's like politics drama.
It was
it's like
built
the
up
Kardashians,
so much, and people can't let it go.
Well, it's so stupid. Okay, so he does this report. And he's like, okay, yep, nope, there was no, he's innocent or not innocent, but they didn't find enough proof that he was guilty.
So the thing is Mueller did the report and he handed it to the Attorney General, Anthony Barr. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Anthony Barr is the one that made the summary that we've been talking about.
Correct. Yeah.
Not Mueller. So Anthony Barr. Now they're saying that Anthony Barr was disingenuous in his summary of the report. That's what they're trying to say.
Oh.
But we won't know that until the report is released.
And so
they're asking for basically the whole report to be released.
What's so funny, though, is then now the report is going to have a shit ton of redactions. So it's going to be like an FBI like all blacked out and so it's like people are wanting it, but it's not going to, you're not going to get what you want.
No.
There's not... No. You know,
and they're making this big play because now the Democrats can say, hey, something happened, but we can't talk about it because we had to redact it. You know, they're trying to keep the shit posting that went on before. They're basically just trying to justify how they built up the
like
Mueller
how
report.
Much and like they just can't let okay, we can't just drop it. We're gonna have to see this thing.
We look like dumbasses. We have to at least throw some ambiguity in there, in order to at least keep us afloat right now.
It's almost like you're gonna get checkmate, but you still have to make those damn moves.
Yeah,
fuck, all right,
I got
here.
just my king left, and I'm trying to move around.
I'm like, it's already over. Why am I fucking playing
grasping at straws?
Yes, there we go. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. All right, so that happened. It's so stupid. Of course, that's gonna come to.
I'm excited for. I'm hoping the majority of it is released. I think that would be quite interesting. I think it's all been overblown, but if I wouldn't mind being proved wrong. You know? I think it's. I believe in transparency in government. We've paid millions of dollars for this report. We should be able to see as much as we can of it.
That has been the
Republicans big.
That's been the Democrats like, hey, we paid this much to see it. We need to see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's So nice one. You're a true Democrat.
I'm a true lib. Shit. But yeah, there we go.
Such a lib shit. All right, guys. So to the main. This is
and we didn't just do a 45-minute intro because we were worried about talking about this. Okay.
Now we're really gonna.
How are we gonna do this?
I love it. I love it. Yeah. So what Andrew brought up, because what we do is we
don't put it all on me, Chris.
No. Okay. We come to each other and we want to talk about different news things and like bring up different topics,
things we've been thinking about.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one thing. It's not just all about just news.
No,
and we
especially so when we're talking you, me, and Dennis, I think we're kind of more news centric. We're more politics centric. That's just how what he's informed on. That's what I'm informed on too. But
I'm the smart ass who just make really good questions.
No. You ask great questions, but no. You're able to entertain ideas very well.
Yeah,
and I think us, discussing a little larger topics, I suppose. Yeah, I think is. Interesting idea to me.
So we have kind of we wanted to talk about I think is just how things are playing out in this world, in our society today, and how just I would say the not me movement, I'm making this up, but like the I do what I want because it feels good. I think that's kind of what you're.
So it's this is gonna be a rough one. Okay.
No. Oh, okay.
So how I kind of see things going now is we are very self-descriptive. Nowadays, we are very our identity is very central to ourselves. We are putting so much weight behind our race, our sexual orientation, so many other aspects of our lives, and we are adding ourselves to these little individual groups. It feels like we are descending into more of a tribalistic as a society instead of being putting our differences aside and ignoring them and looking at the humanity, the singular connecting forces in the world. We are looking at these ancillary topics. Fuck.
So what you basically so what it's sounding like is that we're further removing and alienating oneself
I think
larger.
Our relationship. So we are at more of a divisive time, I think, than we have been in our past, at least politically and socially. Okay. The inner cities especially are much different than the country right now. In general, and I think it kind of leads to what our cultures, what is kind of driving our cultures, and that's how we're trying to. And what that's coming from is how we're trying to answer the one question we all have to answer is what does this mean?
Yeah, like why are we here?
Existentialism.
And so what you're trying to connect is the philosophy of existentialism and
to societal trends.
Yes, that's what you're saying is that existentialism has given birth to the idea of my way,
the Me Too movement.
The Me Too movement. Okay,
that's not the movement, but the hashtag Me Too. Me and
that's why I said the Me movement.
Me movement.
There's no connection of Me Too movement.
No.
It's
the
more
me
the Me. Yes. Yep.
And it's an interesting thing because you can kind of see on these broad levels where existentialism for people it is the existence before essence. Mm-hmm. So that means I am alive. I need to find my purpose. Not I have a purpose and now I am alive.
Yeah.
So there is no divine purpose. No, nothing coming down from the sky saying do this. Yep. You have to figure out the purpose of life for yourself.
Yeah. So existentialism, from what I gather too, is one of the forefathers is Nietzsche, and essentially saying like, hey,
Nietzsche.
Well, some people say Nietzsche.
Nietzsche?
Say
Nietzsche.
Okay. Yeah. Friedrich Nietzsche.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like tomato.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it's
fuck that up.
People. No, it's okay. No, people. For years and years and years have thought that God has created everything, is the driving force, and is predetermining who you are and what you're doing, and that is.
I don't know if it was predetermining, and I think that's kind of where we disagree a little bit on religion in general.
Okay.
There are people I'm sure consider it predetermination.
Well, no, I mean like your soul.
Sure. Well, soul, yeah.
That's you before you even.
This is what I was meant to do.
Yeah.
That kind of a thing.
Yep.
Whether or not that's decided by you or by a deity, I don't know, is inherent to at least Christianity in general.
But I feel like that's
other religions, probably.
Yeah.
A lot of times, when God is used as a call to things like war, those kind of, specific actual things, or, that is, one way that I would say that they, divine purpose, when someone tries to take that divine purpose on themselves and say, you have to serve, this, what I want, this aspect, go to war, the Crusades, were look at divine purpose, for very, definitely not, a good thing.
Yeah. It's not a good thing. Anyway, so how
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say that with the existentialism, it's basically acknowledging, hey, we don't have the answers. We don't know what. It's basically if there is no divine being,
if there is no answer,
and we are just humans, and now we know what we're doing, whatever. Then you're able to create.
Yeah.
So what you're doing?
It's not that there aren't any answers. It's the answers that you have to find.
Yeah. I feel
they're not given to
so
you.
What to me, especially with a lot of other existentialism, is just figuring out why are we here?
Your calling.
What is my call? What is my purpose? Why are we here? Is this is this and this isn't even as a matter of fact, like, am I a part of something like this greater power? And in figuring that out as a human.
Exactly.
And so and I think you and I were talking, and it felt like you it sounded like we were mixing words between or mixing
nihilism
between nihilism and existentialism.
So nihilism is the belief that none of this matters.
Yep, doesn't matter.
There's no answers. There's no true answers.
Yep.
This is all just a big fun fucked up game.
Yeah, and so and so if you ascribe to that, almost just like atheists. You know, like here's the thing is I feel like nihilism and like existentialism is more of a philosophy. I feel like atheism is more of a belief.
I feel like existentialism is optimistic nihilism. Like, this there isn't an answer, but hey, we can look for an answer, and whatever we are happy with, we're happy with. The universe will collapse on itself eventually, and we'll all cease to exist. But you'll have fun doing it, more or less. You know, it's optimism based on you know, it will all end at some point. You know.
No, man, I'm living forever. Just saying.
Dude, we could put our brains are going into monkeys, man. I swear. Okay, we're gonna just transplant our brains into monkeys. Yeah, but it's like I was just like looking at you know, cultures across the world and doing my best to, you know, so much of people's their decision making is based on them just trying to answer that question of what does it all mean. And I was thinking, I was like, in the United States, we are so politically divided. You see so many political signs just driving up and down the street, whether it's Black Lives Matter, whether it's, you know, gun rights. You know, there is so much. You know, in the United States, we've put so much on political matters, meanings in our lives that it's become our answer to existentialism. And I also look at, you know, kind of like the rise of ISIS. We had people leave, you know, thousands of people left Europe to go fight for ISIS. You know, why would they do such a thing? Because the ultimate call to purpose, which is war.
And so that's where I'm like,
it's just interesting how different people are answering the same question.
I guess.
Well, I think it's how different people are answering the same question in such crazy different ways. You know.
And so, well, all you're saying is that there's it's giving way to more radicalism. There's such a broad spectrum, and I think it's because we're all asking the same question. What is the meaning of life? And it's one of the great things is it's to love one another, which is a fantastic thing. I think you see that a lot here in the United States. However, I've also seen it as being I am this person, this is my tribe, and we see a lot more people, a lot more tribalism taking place in the United States. Whether it's LGBTQ rights, you know, feminists are fighting LGBTQ because of the T in there. Feminists are not wanting trans women to be considered women. Oh,
it's a thing. You know, it's a crazy thing, and there has been some news makings about that. And it's I feel like we are so encapsulating ourselves in our identities, in our social circles, and people that agree with us, that we start to expect the whole world, you know, when they don't support us, they're against us. You know, when the world is not supporting me, so I have to fight the world. You know, they're attacking me. We expect.
And do you feel like that's giving rise to extremes? Right?
I think that can give rise to extremes, but I think it's like when people they're surrounded in their whole little world, when they get into contact with someone who disagrees with them, it's like looking out past the universe into a big black void of nothing. Like they don't know what is out there, and I think it's almost a fear reaction. And then you end up seeing,
you're like, wait, you're ruining my construct.
Exactly.
You know,
no, this is not how the world works. This is how the world works because I believe it, and I've had these people, you know, agreeing with me. And then when someone disagrees with you, it ends up it's much more of a shock than what it really should be.
It's I'm like, I don't know how to respond to that. No, I don't know. I don't know how. Like, I understand what you're saying is that existentialism, we don't know. You know, I just feel like
I think it's
that's not even like. I don't know. So then, let's ask you, well, then what's the answer? I know it sounds very, but like, how do you, if you are saying that, hey, because of existentialism and nihilism and atheism, and so you're saying, hey, I am being me, and you have to deal with it. Is that what that's like it's giving rise, or you're just saying like, hey, I feel like
I think we need.
I feel like the focus of oneself over others.
Yeah, I feel like we're becoming too self-descriptive.
Now I don't know if that are you more worried that more people are being not jealous? What's the when all you care about is yourself? Yeah. Selfish.
Not narcissistic.
So do you feel like that is breeding a more narcissistic culture?
I don't know if it's in looking at...
Just answer the damn question.
Yeah. Well, it's like you can go back to, like where it all started, like narcissism. Narcissism has always been around.
I've dated a true narcissist before.
Yeah.
And it's holy shit.
Yeah.
When you actually come to face with someone who is a narcissist.
Well, I think like especially in like our society, the most influential narcissist is Marilyn Monroe still, right?
Ooh.
Marilyn Monroe, when she got asked interview questions from reporters, she would say, why do you ask me these questions? You are famous because of me. She literally would say that. She's like, why are they being so mean when I've created so much for them? You know? Those kind of things.
Yeah. I don't know if that's but I mean,
Marilyn Monroe is just a Kim Kardashian from the 60s.
Yeah. Just because they're pop culture, though, it doesn't mean that they're not.
Well, I think what it comes to is that what it shows in our society is that we stop going out of our comfort zones. We become stagnant as a society as a whole.
And I think, and we were talking about that earlier, how you were saying the growth of society.
And how our economic and our society as a whole has changed from very recent times.
Okay.
So, and I can kind of go over a little bit of this.
And I love how, though, every time you were saying something, I'm like, yeah, but what about this?
No, I love that. Yeah, no, that's perfect. So we have had less innovation in the last 10 years than most of human history.
Disagree.
I know you disagree, but I was listening to this guy, and I thought one interesting thing was he
you were listening to your racist uncle? You
yeah.
Trump-loving mother.
Yep. Through his 6 teeth, and he whistled when he said
the Bible said, you ought not to.
You ought not to. There we go. So I was listening to this guy, and he was talking. It's like I was watching this movie from the 1960s, and I was watching this family, and they were just in their house, and the house looked more or less basically the same as my house.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which I thought was
so he was just noticing, hey.
What's occurred in the last 50, 60 years?
What is he basing that off of? I mean, like that's.
Well, I mean, look,
we brought up the biggest boom for that you told me was talking about like the cell phones, right, and all that, And I'm like, well, what about fucking AI? What about medical?
Medical,
and all of that.
But
medical, and then we got.
Well, no. Okay, so let's stick on the 60s house really quick.
Gotcha,
so there, the stove is the same, microwave's the same.
Yeah.
The way the house is built,
like
is
the
more
way
or
we
less
cook
the
food,
same.
the way we store food, the way we refrigerate food,
the way they get to work is the same.
Why is everything
we're driving
so
the same
food-centric, Andrew?
Well, we're driving the same. We're driving the same type of vehicle to work.
Yep. All we're doing
we have
is
not made huge advancements in any way. They thought we'd be flying to work right now.
No, but cars, we are at the point though. We do have self-driving cars.
They aren't legal yet, but we do have. We are on the verge. Self-driving cars.
Beer that is like. I don't know. I'm just like
beer
super
is
light.
Best beer.
The best beer.
Best beer ever. Beard oil.
Beard oil.
Beard oil that Chris just gave me. No.
Oh shit.
But we have not had if you compare the time frame between the 1960s and here, that's what 70 years. So 70 years ago, what was the world like 70 years before in 1890?
They had flip phones, and now we don't have flip phones.
In the 1890s, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No. So 70 years in 1890.
Yeah.
Dude, that was only 25 years after the Civil War.
it's like
that's only 25 years after they stopped having slaves.
Well, no, well, so and I think what helps though is that when you talk about that, right? How many years? I think what helps explain a lot of that is if you how do I say this? If you talk about it in generations.
Okay.
Because really, there's only a few generations that like that.
We say 5 generations in 100 years, every 20 years, about So 5 generations ago,
So I mean, I don't know. Like I remember telling you this. You're like, well, we haven't had that many breakthroughs. We haven't had that many things, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I think you were saying how we're maybe not working harder, or what is it called? Like
we're more specialized as a society.
Yeah.
So people are going into very specific fields.
Yeah. But what I was trying to say was that like, hey, we've already built homes to protect us. We've already have these jobs to make life easier on us. That's I think you were saying
that our big trend in our economy today, in our society as a whole, is that a lot of our determination or our goals. A lot of our investments have been towards comfortability of livelihood. We aren't pushing anymore. We're trying to be more comfortable. We want to get our apps to us quicker. We want communication is a big thing, but entertainment is that's huge. The entertainment industry has changed so much in the last 10 years.
I think. Well, I mean, there's no blockbusters,
There's no blockbusters.
No, but I was trying to tell you is like, look, we've always been about making things more comfortable. Just now that we're to a point now where there isn't much to do on this planet. Rather than to like we already, like I said, to make yourself comfortable in a tribe, you make a tent.
You're saying it's because we conquered the earth.
Like what else? Really, we've kind of set this up. I don't know how.
Are we done?
Well, no. It's just now more. Now it's more about. Especially like in America, it's way different because they're still trying to make shit in Africa, like running schools, water, or whatever. You know what I mean? But like here, first world, whatever. Now we're just trying to make an efficient, cheaper microwave to microwave food. Yeah. Like there is no different right now. There's no other ways.
A French press that doesn't let the bean grinds
the
get
powder
into the.
It always does, but
it
it's still
always
good.
does.
Yeah. Still fucking good though.
But if you think about it, and I was looking if you look while you're scrolling through Facebook, what are you seeing? You're seeing these little shit project.
No, I just see dogs.
Well, no, like
people
shit
ads.
Posts. Like what ads are you seeing? You're seeing so many. I see it's like massaging chairs. I see.
It's what you're into. No, that's
all
also
these
what
ads
you're into. Are what you're like.
Yeah.
With your.
I saw this
search.
my back hurts. And then my back hurts, and I saw this like massager.
Yeah.
You see like these sports massagers.
I am so interested now. I want to open up my Facebook.
Okay.
To
look at. Let's see what our first ad is here.
Okay. Yeah. What's my first ad?
Let's go ahead and do this here. I'm gonna refresh it. All right, here we go.
Candid. It's talking about braces. I've never looked into braces, but hey, I don't have the best teeth. So boom.
Mushroom coffee.
Okay. Oh fuck.
Mushroom coffee.
I love it. Buffalo Wild Wings, and then the third one is. Give me a second here.
It's very consumer centric.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is if you look back just 70 years ago, World War II.
Whoa, hold on. What were they looking at? It's called overpowered game mats. It's a mat. It's like
it's not going to actually look like
that. It's a TV. No, I'm just saying it's a TV on your
table. That looks interesting. I was at McDonald's that had one of those. So if you look back just 70 years ago, what were the Germans trying to do? They were trying to take over the world.
Yeah.
We stopped them. We had a great purpose.
Yeah.
And we stopped them there. What did the Russians try to do after World War II? They tried to expand their role throughout the world. They tried to, it was a great communism, capitalism fight, that took place for 60-some years.
But there was a level of ignorance in the world. There was.
Well, yeah, people, the reason why France didn't follow communism is because we invested billions into their economy after World War II.
Yeah,
we helped rebuild Europe because we invested billions of dollars in Europe. But I guess the whole thing is
I want to take. The only people who are doing that, is old school thought of like trying to take over whatever or try to eliminate are the radical.
Well, yeah. So,
ISIS,
well, exactly.
ISIL.
Well, that's where we're currently seeing the fights happening right now. We don't have a great purpose in life. There is no insurmountable mountain right now.
Well, and I'm sorry, and so it's because we know more of this place that we call Earth.
I think as of right
we
now,
we know how this world works now. We know how large
we know
the
less than
universe.
1% of the universe.
What?
We know less than 1% of the universe.
We can see. Do you realize we now can look out into the? It's called the. Oh, what is it called? It's like
the next galaxy.
No, like this. It's called the
edge
of the universe. Like we're able to see like the edge of our. But there might be other.
It's infinite. It's infinite.
Crazy.
And the thing is, Chris, is what you're seeing is billions of years old.
Oh yeah.
You're not seeing it.
So
it is
all
today.
these stars are
we don't
already
know what
blown
the
up.
fuck is going.
So already blown up.
Most of the
already
stars you see in the sky aren't there anymore.
Yeah. Expanded to
It's a crazy thing.
Yeah.
Just the idea of it, it feels like we've kind of plateaued as a society, and now we're focusing more on social bullshit than really pushing past where we should be going, which is conquering the fucking universe now.
What is there to conquer?
Fucking everything.
No, the only thing that we can do
Mars, Venus.
The only thing we can do is transport and create life on other planets.
Sure,
that's it.
Sure.
I mean, unless there's. Because like here's what's so crazy, and this is something to think about, and we're already past, is time, and our sun is running out, not running out, but like it's created.
Our time is not infinite.
If we were created, like for something, I don't know, like how long is this? Like, here's my perfect question: is that let's say God, God made mankind, right?
Okay.
So then, and everything is in motion and all that. It's only a limited time.
Yep.
What happens after that?
That's the question.
Is he gonna remake stuff?
That's the question.
Is he gonna do another one, or like
what?
There's only a certain amount of times humans can be on this planet.
I was one thing I was thinking about. Well, you go to paradise. Paradise is how they describe it. Heaven.
They were talking about how
you go to heaven.
Yes.
But Chris, so technically, what are you? You are just you're a grouping of organic processes.
Bunch of mush.
Yeah, bunch of mush. Mush mouth.
He's a mush mouth right there.
Yeah. So you are a bunch of organic processes. Who you are is a bunch of electrical impulses happening in gray matter inside your head.
I like to think more of that.
Well,
cute guy with the beard too.
There you go with the dog, Frenchie. What if you found a way to stop it from your electrical impulses from ending? What if you found a way to not die?
Yeah,
it's totally possible.
Yeah.
You are human. I'm sorry. You are a series of processes that can be defined and extended once you've defined them, once you've conquered them. I always wonder. I was like, what if we die and we wake up? From it's like the Matrix. There's this whole thing about people trying to figure out if we were actually in the Matrix. What if we're living forever, and what if we're creating these timelines for ourselves to add definition to a life, to give it a purpose? Imagine living forever. Would your life have purpose if it went on and on and on and on? Wouldn't you just experience? It would
be here for experiences, new experiences.
Yeah. How long? I feel like that would, the definite. It would completely wipe out the idea of a divine purpose, any kind of purpose in general.
But here's the thing:
we're just here.
But and you're talking about like living forever, right?
Yeah.
But that's what Christianity, Catholics, religion.
Yep.
They're saying that there is an eternity.
Yeah.
And you are eternal.
Well, it's actually it would be eternity for us. It's outside of time. the way that God is described in the Bible is a being in the fourth dimension. Is how I describe it, really. So the fourth dimension, which is
I've seen Interstellar. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's the fourth dimension. It's outside of time, more or less, and how God is described being omnipresent, all-knowing, everywhere, and at any time. That's consciousness in the fourth dimension. Is kind of how I describe it. What is life like in the fourth dimension?
Gravity.
I don't know. I don't know if we know shit about the fourth dimension. We don't even know if the fourth dimension exists.
They do.
They think it exists.
Yeah.
String theory.
Yep.
But that's kind of how I look at it.
Subscribe to string cheese.
Yeah. No. So I guess the whole thing was I just worry that we're plateauing as a society.
Okay.
When
I know that you when we were talking earlier, you brought up just existentialism, and I feel like that's what you were trying to say was that philosophy kind of was giving birth to the just me, all about me, nothing really exists movement.
A lack of an exterior purpose to work towards something.
And so, and I remember asking, I'm like, okay, if that's the case, let's say you believed in the higher power theory.
Yep, sure.
Is that what we call it?
No, that's kind of divine.
Then
purpose.
Then what if? Then would you describe these theories that people are? Would you describe existentialism or nihilism or atheism as the evil?
No, I'm not saying it's evil. I just think we suck at answering it.
Yeah.
And I think we need to. We're trying to find the answers within ourselves. Everyone, we are not perfect, but we have such a drive to tell everyone they're perfect right now.
Yeah.
There is such a accept yourself, accept this. You're just fine the way you are. Blah 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 blah. No, you're terrible the way you are. I'm terrible the way I am. I can compared to the person I can be. I can be so much better. You shouldn't hate yourself. But the thing is it's like
instead of building up your friends, you tear them down. No, and
exactly, that's why we're friends. Okay. No. Well, it's like in my research, there's people that were like trying to make the case for.
Is that why you're on the toilet?
A similar, a similar. Well, why do I exist? Flush.
I don't know, Flush. The guy next to the stall. That's a good question.
That's good. You're really freaking me out here, man.
I don't know, man. I was just here to poop. Yeah. But it was weird when you started talking to yourself.
Yeah, I just had like an identity crisis taking that shit right there. What was I gonna say? No, but it was like in doing this research, there was a lot of there was some decent conversations that I saw. Yeah. People are like, you can see it. People are becoming more nihilistic. Yeah. Really, it's turning towards nihilism, and the thing is you can see that with they say quote unquote the birth rates now are much lower tonight. Suicides are an all-time high. Yeah. Birth rates are an all-time low. We can't even replace the population we currently have. So it's like we're just slowly burning ourselves out.
Well, and so the video that you showed me, it's and I remember talking to my dad too.
Did you feel something in your chest when you were watching it?
Oh, I'm like anxious as fuck already. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So no, it's creates anxiety to people. That, like, it's very unsettling to know, oh shit, there might not be anything.
Yeah.
And I remember my dad, like, because he's like, I really want you to, get in touch with Jesus, and I really want,
Sure.
And I'm like, Dad, I'm not like some atheist who doesn't believe in anything. I'm like, I hope there's something. I have hope. Yeah. I just don't I can't 100% fully believe.
Sure.
And I hope so, and whatever.
In a higher power.
Yeah. I feel like there's a higher driving force here. Yep. Because it's like way too perfect. Like, we're not just random swirlies. Like, it feels way too fucking perfect, and we're talking about it and self-discovery and love and some people say, oh well, love's just random swirlies and whatever.
Well, the whole thing is if you look at yourself under a microscope, you see a tiny living organism living in perfect sync with a billion other tiny living organisms. Yeah. A cell is technically living. I think so.
There's a governing
there are laws to what
there's something.
We do here.
It's there is just something. So
there's a reason why farts are inherently funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so my dad's like, and I'm like, he's like, I just believe, blah, blah, blah. He's like, he's like, what did he say? It essentially said it makes him sleep and like it makes him feel good to know that
and there's an
he's
aspect
going to go to
that.
heaven.
Yeah.
Or like, whatever.
There's certainly an aspect of religion.
And that's great. That's great.
You know,
but once I ate upon that fruit of knowledge of existentialism.
Well, that's the whole thing is the apple is considered,
once we
what was the word?
Whore.
Yeah, that fucking whore Eve. Yeah, shit.
Yes,
you doomed us all.
Adam wasn't weak. Adam wasn't weak. She was just a whore. That sounds very Chris. That sounds what's the word? Kind of
cynical
sexist.
Or
no.
sexist?
What's it when you hate women? I forget what it's
narcissists.
called. No. I thought there's a term like Chris. That's very I think maybe sexist or whatever. But yeah, just
chauvinist. Chauvinist.
Yeah. It's like, Jesus Christ, Chris. No.
Yeah. No, and then it's like I try to stay away from religion and talking about this.
But I don't know how you can't not talk about religion when it comes to why we're here, what we're doing.
Sure,
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good.
No, that was good. And like, of course, there's no rule. It's hard to like really
have probably
direction.
If I could reopen this up, I probably would have talked about the birth rates. I would have talked more about our descent into nihilism.
Oh,
because I don't know if I think it was just kind of a general. Let's talk about life,
Well, but how else are you gonna? I mean, I think
we did it pretty well, and I'm fine with leaving this in too.
Okay,
so,
cool, yeah.
All right. Just an honest conversation about an answer that does not exist.
Who is Daddy and what does he do?
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. Hey, thank you very much for coming into our world again.
Once again.
20 likes, 20 shares, please.
Yes. So every time we get 20 likes, 20 shares, we remove an article of clothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Or
strip poker, but subscribers.
Or what we can do is if we receive 20 shares,
we'll give a shout out
20 shares, we'll give you a shout out. But also, you guys can let us know what you want me to dress Dwight up in. I haven't really dressed him up in clothes much.
Oh, there you go.
We can maybe dress him up in clothes or have him like a sign, a shout out with him. Yep. He's an adorable dog, folks. So he is our logo.
Suggest a beer too.
Yeah.
We'll drink your beer.
Yeah. If you
guys drink your beer.
Perfect. Suggest a beer of the week. Let us know what your favorite beer is. So.
Shoot us. We don't check the email at all, but send us some on Facebook. Put a little comment on the Facebook there.
Yeah, you can message us, whatever. So awesome, guys. You have a great day, and
thank you for listening to another week of.
Well, that's your opinion, man. All right.
Try to dig the colorful things we say.